Hello everybody, this is Magnolia Empress coming with my predicted video for the August Alsina and Jada Pinkett Will Smith reading that I did. If you didn't see my reading, please go over and I'm gonna put a card somewhere up here so you guys can check it out and then come back. And I just wanted to come on here right quick to give a different perspective on things that's going on, kind of do like a wrap up on the reading. Some things that I mentioned did come to light. Shout out to Tracy Brown for Psych Tracy Brown for kind of making me put my big girl panties on and do this predicted video. So as I mentioned, they weren't gonna say it was cheating. They made a point to say that they were already separated. And I know for some of us feel like if y'all together, y'all together. And if another person interferes or decides to dip out, well, that's cheating, boo-boo. But we talking about people who have a understanding of what is going on. And I believe people are missing a point that there's more to the, not that there's more to the story, but there's different variables that are playing around up in here, and it's not really a blame game situation. Only way it could be a blame game situation if there was a misunderstanding of everybody involved. Okay, and clearly by the way everyone is talking, there isn't. I think personally the misunderstanding, if there was one, the misunderstanding happened one when August cut ties with Jada, and two, I'm gonna say a misunderstanding, but we know that was kind of like a rejection situation, and a lot of us don't like to get rejected. It's not a good feeling. All right. And then another thing was that the story even came out because the way everybody talks is this was long gone. Why y'all even talking about it? Is why are we even mentioning this? It's none of y'all business. But it just seems like it was Angela Yee did what a interviewer is supposed to do and asked the question, and August decided to answer. From what Will and Jada are saying is that they were separated at the time this happened. So again, if they were separated, then everybody had Will and Jada gave each other permission to go out there and find yourself and figure out what you need and all of this good stuff. Okay, so, and that they have a love, that they love each other throughout all of this. That's something else I mentioned in my readings. Will didn't say if he dipped out, which is why I didn't say that in my reading, because I had a feeling that Will is a private person. He doesn't care. So if he did, he cares about keeping his stuff to himself. He did his soul searching kind of inwardly, and Jada probably did too, but she just had moments where she went out with August and had some good times, and we got little click pictures on Getty Images. I kind of understand what Jada is saying about she was at a place in her life where she was trying to find herself, and because everybody has reached that point, well, had or will reach a point in your life where you take an assessment of yourself and you are looking at everything around you and you feel like deep down inside something's missing. You have a level of growth or something, that there's something that you're looking for. And sometimes when you're in a place like that, you search for comfort. You're looking for someone that you can sit down and say, I'm having a weak day with. Especially if you're a person who's you have to be on 10 and looking perfect and doing the damn thing all the time. And away from your I call home your soul sanctuary. So where you feel safe. So away from your safe place, you have to be on it. You have to look like nothing's bothering you. You're not having not saying she was in a crisis or anything like that, but you have to look like you superwoman. You have everything together. You got a fine ass husband. You're making your money. Your kids are doing what they needed to do. You got a nice show popping. But every once in a while, like when your head hit that pillow and you turn that TV off, or when you in that car driving, you get that moment where you like, I'm not feeling this. I'm not happy right now. I don't want to. And great, thankfully, the people around you give you the space to figure yourself out. And maybe there was a moment where August was probably in that same space too, and through each other they were healing each other. I know some of y'all gonna be like, Maggie, that is some nasty bullshit. If that's what I got to do to go through a healing, that's okay. I just go to church, I just meditate. But for them, it worked. Throughout it all, she went through the process of what she needed to do to heal, and she had a moment to do that. So who are we to criticize what she did and how it happened? Because again, everybody had an understanding. Now let's look at it from this standpoint. Here's something I think, and a lot of people are saying, yeah, August is grown. Exactly how grown are you in your early 20s? If this happened 4.5 years ago, he's 27 now. So go back yourself to your early 20s. Yeah, you thought you was grown, but real life ain't hit you yet. You didn't really graduate from the school of hard knocks, okay? R&B has your head filled with this idea of what love is. And watching too many Lifetime movies, reading too many Harlequin books, and then to have someone of a certain status come up to you. And let's be clear, August had status, okay? He did, at that point in time, he was doing concerts, he was coming in on songs with other artists. So if you were into music, R&B music at that time, you knew who August Alsina was. I mean, you weren't feeling R&B music at that time, they know you wouldn't know what he was. So let's just get the idea out the head that he was a clout chaser, because he's not. Because I'm from Louisiana, so I have to have my boys back. Sorry, not sorry. He's in his early 20s, and actually you're kind of hanging out with if he was hanging out with the family, that means that he was hanging out with Jaden and Willow, and we know this happened because we seen videos and them taking pictures at wherever they are, having good times, and they became like mentors to him. So I'm just asking the question, and I'm not throwing anything out there. Was he originally a friend of the kids, or was he originally a friend of Jada's? Not that defines whether it was cheating or not, but just the dynamic of how he was introduced to the family circle. Imagine the amount of respect and understanding that has to come between everybody in the circle. Jaden probably met him wherever. Willow probably met him wherever and said, hey, come hang out at my house. Just having good conversation, and then all of a sudden one of your parents kind of look at your friend and like, you know, made a couple of statements, a couple of little, the body language and the conversation changes between your friend and a parent. Imagine how the strength, the mental strength it takes to overlook that. Okay, that's one level of respected understanding you have to get past. All right, think about your friends and your friends when you were growing up or when you were in college that like came over to your house for like Thanksgiving and stuff like that. And if you had a friend that just so happened to say like, damn, your mama fine, would that friendship last? Okay, but clearly it has, because he stayed around. If it didn't, then we wouldn't have this story. So again, we can't get mad about the situation because the situation is dead and done. I'm looking at it at a different angle. What if you're a child? Right now I'm talking about it from the young adult perspective. Now I want to get into the adult perspective. Okay, again, y'all back in the living room, or whatever, what have you, and your spouse is kind of taking a liking to, y'all separated at the time, and your spouse is taking a liking to your kid's friend, and it's like, baby, what's up? What's good? What's going on here? And you can't say anything because y'all separated. Clearly something was said either verbally or through body language for that to even continue. And again, that's why we can't really say it was cheating, because there was an understanding that was going on that we're just not privy to. Look at it from August's perspective. You're becoming closer to someone that you've seen on TV. He probably came from not that deep, dark of a lifestyle as you, but he came from the same setting as you, and he didn't walk the path that you did, but he had an experience in it in his younger days. The dynamics of this situation, and you're sitting there, chilling with the crew. You don't want to disrespect someone that you hold in a clear light. So I get what Jada is saying, that she the only one that can give permission to do what she wants to do. Yes, that's true. But men have a different level of respect than women do. Women, we can dig at each other. You can't mess with but you can't mess with my boyfriend. You can't mess with my ex-boyfriend. You can't. Is that too in a male to male, I assume, because I'm a female. But think of the amount of balls it took for August he had to have some kind of conversation or something with Will to say, my dude, I don't want to disrespect you. Let me know what's going on, and let me know if this is good. Because I'm sure if it wasn't, August would have found something else to do, or he wouldn't have crossed that line. When you're dealing with a strong-willed woman, they're kind of going to get what they want no matter what. So everyone else around has to kind of do what they need to do and have the conversations that they need to have to get things pleasing to the queen bee. And is it right? We not in Hollywood Hills. We just on the block. So that situation is probably like, nah, I wish you would come up to me and ask me, is it cool to date my old lady while we going through a situation? That conversation wouldn't last any too long. There would have been a couple of little licks. We would have been all on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram reading all the tea about it and talking about it at the barbershop and the beauty salon. So I don't want to get on here and be like, haha, I told you so, or to be excited about it, because when you look at the situation, even though they moved on from it, that whole time that relationship was going on, it had to be tight. There had to be moments where it was just like, ugh, I can't find a word for it. Could you imagine the Christmas party or whatever at that time? Everybody's wearing the same pajamas, y'all sharing gifts and stuff, but you have to look at each other and smile, but deep down you like, yeah. Know how dudes, when they get mad, that jaw get to popping? I wouldn't want to be in that room. Ain't enough wine, ain't enough liquor or nothing to keep me calm. They have that, they're at that spiritual level or whatever where they can work it out and they can go past that point. The point that they was trying to do, which I said, was that they was trying to kind of clean out all of the stuff that was being said and done, all of the things of the other celebrities coming out saying, yeah, well, you know, I saw this, and then, but it still happened. But August shut that shit down. It's just so much to unpack, and we all are at this state where we're like, huh? But entanglement and entangle. How do you entangle? I mean, I know your legs can go like, you know, and I can get tongue tied, that type of entanglement. But I appreciate Will kind of holding her feet to the fire to make her say what needed to be said. You can tell at the end of the day, everybody has love for each other, because no matter with how hot and intense this situation can be in the thick of it, they still had class with it. And I guess maybe that's the thing that we need to learn from this. Relationships aren't easy. You will have some moments where you can't really describe what you're going through, but if you have somebody walking with you through it, then you'll eventually make it to the other side. It may be the degrees, the different levels of love were different being involved. She was working on self-love. Will was working on unconditional love, getting the understanding of unconditional love and self-love. Everybody was working on that when you're really thinking about it, because you have to have unconditional love for yourself before you can really have unconditional love for everybody around you. So you got to love yourself no matter what bullshit you got yourself in. When you're happy, when you're getting your rewards and accolades, and when everything is fucked up, okay? You still have to love yourself in order to push forward and keep moving. And it's a double win, a bonus if you have people around you who can validate you loving yourself like that and loving you through your mess, and be around you when the shit ain't good, the shit is stinking, and it's time to change the diaper and move on. Okay? August and Jada found solace in each other. And unfortunately, somebody does have to kind of get hurt in the end. I think each person got hurt at a different time frame. Maybe Will got hurt when he had to see Jada with August. Maybe August got hurt, feelings were hurt when he realized that Jada wasn't going anywhere. Will and Jada are going to stay together, even though they couldn't stand each other at the moment. They realized that they loved each other and they're going to stay together. And maybe Jada had a moment where she got hurt when August said, I'm out. I mean, if you're a person that likes to help people and want to see people flourish and grow, and then somebody says, I don't want to grow with you, this is the last stop, I think I've grown enough with you. It's a lot of pain that takes to let a person go. I mean, because August is young. He don't... Why? And think about any third-party relationship, whether it's consensual or not, swingers, thruples, unknown third persons or whatever, to be that third wheel is not a good feeling. To be the person that knows about the third wheel situation that can't do nothing about it can't be a good feeling. And to be the person in the middle of a third party situation that has to decide what to do can't be fun either. It could be fun sometimes, but I mean, when it's time to make the decision, it's like, it's tough. We can't always have our cakes and eat it too, because eventually you're gonna have a stomachache eating all that sugar. Thankfully, it didn't get to a point to where it got really nasty. As much as we love it, us peekaboo people and everybody on the outside, we love it when the celebrity stuff gets nasty. Oh, I mean, if we didn't like that stuff, reality shows wouldn't exist. Okay, we love anything to watch something and be like, damn, my life ain't really that fucked up. Yeah, on paper, looking at the facts and the numbers and everything, I can see how everyone can see Jada as a villain, but every villain has a heart. Every villain has an issue, or has feelings. So I'm not going to call her a villain. I'm not going to call August a villain. And I'm not going to call Will a villain. There are no villains in this situation. Because, again, everybody had an understanding. But, like, in any situation, everybody had to make a choice. Choices were made throughout this whole thing to where somebody said, I'm going to move forward with this. And somebody said, I'm done. I've had enough. Okay, so I definitely wanted to point that out. Don't this Jada is the supervillain in this. August is the cloud chaser trying to find a come up. I am nervous about Will with the get back. So but I think that was just a joke. But and I'm not gonna do a reading to find out. I'm a kill this horse here. I'm gonna take this read and bury it and move on to the next drama. I'm happy being in the dark. Some things I just don't want to know. This is enough for me. People got hurt, but people was able to kind of put some salve on it and put a little bit of aloe vera, clean it up, bandage it up, take a couple of shots, smoke a couple of blunts, and move the fuck on. They saying that this was 4.5 years ago, and that table talk I think she did with August was 2 years ago. They've been moving pretty good. Jada has table talk is still popping. Will making movies still popping. He had his bucket list that he was doing, living it up. August is still making his music. People are mad that it changed, but if you want people to grow, you're not gonna get the same type of music. The kids are still doing their thing, so what all we can do is chit chat about it and enjoy the show and then move on, read the book, and get to the part where they get to the end and say, and they live happily ever after, and keep going. Like they said, stay there together. We still together. So this was fun. This was a fun reading. So I want to do some more pop culture readings. So y'all let me know what topics y'all want to do. If it's people that I don't know, I'll do a little research on them, but not enough to where it'll change the authenticity of my readings. I just like to read the energy in the situation and try to not let everything seem as, because everything is not black and white. There's a gray in the middle that has different variables. I like to get to the variables of it. I'm a Scorpio, so I like to dig deep and find out what's what. So, and then I'm an Aquarius moon, so I'm gonna dig deep. So all right guys, so that's what I wanted to say about this. I hope y'all enjoyed the wrap up as much as you enjoyed that reading. I think I'm gonna do predicted is like this from now on. As stuff come out, then I come back and we'll discuss and have moments about it, because I want y'all to interact with me, give me energy, pour into me and I pour into you, you know, like the Beyonce song. That was corny as hell. But if you were able to be in a situation like this where everybody understands what's going on and y'all can kind of break away peacefully, and by the time everything hits the area, your community, and y'all just be like, yeah, this is dead and gone. If you ever had a moment like that, how did you do it? Okay. Twin flame readings are coming up real soon, as well as horoscopes, because I really want to get back to doing the short videos. I love the short videos. Okay, So thank you guys, and I will see you guys soon. Bye bye.